Feel like this should be the first day of fall. Cool. That really tops a love song off. A picture box. Let's not call that a camera. We'll call that a picture box. Though I know it's more sophisticated than the first ones that were called that, and it qualifies as a camera. You don't see these ingenuity of this type very often. Are you the designer and builder?
This is an original Soviet camera from 1950s.
1950?
No, 1950s.
So it's not like a recent replica. It is an original from the 50s.
The tripod is a new one. But
Yeah. But the camera itself is okay. The evolution of the camera. Just so happened I'm using my phone to take pictures of that camera, so
a bit slower than yours.
huh?
It is a bit slower than yours.
What is it? Acid plate?
Not. It's just like
Regular film.
That's like a film, but it's mounted
It's
on. It is paper film, like.
Paper, but it's activated by acid because I used to work in a photograph.
It's not acid. It's like.
Activate? No, you have three chemical, basically, like in the 35 millimeter when you develop. You have activator, developer, and set. Yeah, but I'm assuming that you can do that with that small dark room. That's your dark room right there.
Yes.
Okay.
This is developer and stop bus.
Yeah.
And here I make a reversal process.
Yeah,
so
yeah,
I turn it from.
So it's closer to the original acid plate of say the 1800s. Yeah, it's a transition between between Kodak's 35 millimeter and the original of say the West, where you see those Billy the Kids or something like that, the photograph of them. But that came from Europe?
Huh?
That camera came from Europe.
From Russia. Is it Europe?
Yes. No, I didn't understand you when you said Russia. It's a Russian camera. No, I hear it. I know I hear exactly what you said. It's a Russian camera.
So the main
yes. I know Russia is from. I know Russia is Europe, but when you first said it was a Russian camera, I didn't hear it completely.
The main question for Russian
Yes.
is it Europe or Asia? Because
No, Russia is a part of Europe and Asia because it goes at the top. It goes all the way into the Himalayas. It goes on the other side because this is an example. Russia is in dispute with China and Japan over land, and we think of China and Japan as Asia, and then we have right next to Poland is also Russia. So that's Europe. So it transcends both continents. Have a nice day. Thank you. You see how one question leads to another, and it usually happens that way when it's a conversation about a development, an instrument that is truly a wonder, the camera. I'm using my phone, and you guys who will see this video can decide what the quality is, and you see the quality of what he's doing. No. And matter of fact, I didn't even show you. Let me have a chance. So let's do that. Let's do that. You know. And it's raining. No. We're talking, and I didn't even take a picture. Can I get a picture of that picture you had? No, the picture, the quality of it.
I haven't finished it yet, so
yeah. The rain that's coming down now don't do nothing to it, right?
You know,
no, lay it on something flat, so I can show. Yeah.
I can finish it, and you.
Oh, it'll get brighter. Okay, I'll pause.
So that's a bleach. I'm bleaching the negative.
And that's the activator.
You
might call it something different, but that's what it is. There's three processes that it goes through.
This is 8-step process. It's
8? Whoa.
very complicated.
So he's saying that it goes through 8 processes, and from my experience in the dark room, it would go through 3 processes. It would be the activator, the set.
Yes,
and then one more chemical to dilute all those chemicals.
It's a very rare process. It's completely.
Did you have to go to school to learn that, or like your father or someone taught you? Wow! Look at that! Look at that!
It's not finished yet.
Look at that! No, but look at that! You can see it coming in.
It's like a Polaroid of the. 19th century or
but this process, this camera cannot produce color though, right? It's just black and white.
Yeah, theoretically it is possible.
It's impossible.
It is very. I need more chemicals.
Different
and,
chemicals.
You know, the weight of all this stuff.
So now that as we see the evolution.
Yes.
No, that 35 millimeter film is not used so much anymore. Is it hard to get chemicals that you need?
It is very hard.
Very difficult.
It's not a problem at all, but no one knows them. And
do you find that in Europe,
No, I bought it in US because I just can't.
But is it more available in Europe than it is in America?
It is available everywhere, but
you have to find the supplier.
You have to find the suppliers, and you have to know their name, the right name, because
for the chemicals,
you can name it different in different ways, and it will be regulated by different laws. So
okay. The strength of the chemical, the dilution.
Yes, and so on.
Wow, and it comes out to be a clear black and white.
Yes, and this
is very vivid.
This is sepia, like the ink of, but not it's artificial, of course. Ink of cuttlefish. So this is the same.
The ink of a cuttlefish.
Yes. So this is the same.
Whoa.
Thing. So that's it.
Yeah. Wow. But look at that. Bryant Park looks like it's back in the days when the reservoir was here instead of this park. See? Wow. And that's the young lady right there that's in the picture. So that's the color version, and that's the black and white going through the process.
And so as you can see, it is quite
yeah, it's quite good. It's quite good.
It's quite weak, so it's if you compare with
I can see the texture of her sweater. because
Yes.
yeah, see the texture is like a
The
yeah
definition
gray and
is
white.
really great.
Yeah.
So we can
Yeah,
enlarge it.
it captures
to several meters.
it captures the gray spectrum all the way to the black, from the white to the black.
It is very extremely picky for
Yeah.
exposition. So it is
Yeah.
if you had made a mistake
Mm-hmm.
for I don't know one for a tiny mistake,
Yeah.
it can be
Corrected.
It can't be corrected.
It can't
So-
be. Oh, okay.
So that's I don't know. I think that's this
So-
is
so
most.
through-
Yes, I like this.
Through trial and error, you have your process.
Yeah.
And each camera, do you find that each camera, you have to be more, you have to fine tune your camera, the setting, the focus,
To find what.
the parts. Like say, there are other cameras like this, but the way that it's assembled, do you find that you have to know your camera to
Yes,
get the best photograph?
Of course, it is very. You have to
It's
feel it
technical.
because,
It's technical.
Yes, but you know it's not as difficult as
After
I don't
you
know,
learn it.
wet plate collodion process, like more ancient, not ancient, more I don't know, vintage process.
Vintage,
It's
yeah,
at
vintage.
the beginning of the 20th century. It's
Yeah.
not so far.
It's amazing that you say it's not that far, and today the younger generation, say of her age, in comparison to you who have experienced it, they will immediately say,
Of course, that's funny for everyone.
did you meet Genghis Khan when that camera was around? No, I'm saying that's how the younger generation, that's how their mentality is now. You're saying that it's the process that is involved with this camera is not that long ago in history. It's not that long ago.
it's
But the
real
younger
late.
generation, the ones that will come along and say your son,
They
for
haven't
instance.
seen,
Yeah, they think
already
it's
the
Asian.
smartphone.
No,
They-
exactly. They have the smartphone and they don't remember that you have to rotor. You have to dial, when you dial a number on the telephone, they don't
dial
even know.
phone is very
Yeah,
funny
I've
for-
seen
for
kids
them.
now in comedies where they say, "What the heck is that?" and they're standing outside a phone booth. Where
you know,
it,
it's trending. It's quite popular now. So it becomes.
It's going back.
More
Yeah,
and more
yeah,
popular.
yeah,
I mean, the large format camera because they are.
they're technologies that we have come up
It is
with.
so old that people.
They're appreciating it.
Or just they like the.
You find that you get like weddings and stuff where they want you to take.
Of
Yeah.
course, that's the main.
That's your
my
main-
business. That's my
I
business
thought
in
so.
Russia, and
I
I have
thought so.
several branches there.
Yeah.
And, that's very. Very
That's great.
expensive, so-
And you can come out with your lab and just do everything right there. Look at that. Wow. That's great. That's great. Thank you. And your name is, sir?
Gosha.
Huh?
Gosha.
Goshan?
Gosha. Like
Go-
George in Russian.
Oh, it's George in Russia, but it's Gosha.
Gosha, yes.
Gosha. Okay. My name is George too.
Wow.
Yes, and it extends into the Washington part. My entire name is George. My middle name is George Washington. So every time
George Washington.
every time you pull out a dollar bill, remember that guy who stuck you up on Bryant Park's court and just kept asking you questions, because that's the industry that I used to work in for Kodak. Yeah. Thank you. Bye bye. See, that's where I used to work for Qualex. But the process is way different. He's going through an 8 process to develop a black and white. I used to go through a 3 process to develop black and whites and color. So hard. But 35 millimeter photograph and development is not that popular anymore. But he's saying that when he shows up with his portable lab and that vintage camera from the 50s, oh boy, they suck it up. He said wedding is the main line of his business, because you find most people who are getting married want that type of preservation. And I went across the court and I made it here. And these two were singing on the other side. And it took me that much time to interview him that they moved from that end of the park to this end of the park as I exit. So the entrance over there to the exit over here. Wonderful. So don't forget to subscribe, and whenever you subscribe, please turn your notification on, because my channel is not geared at 10-minute excitement. My channel is a consistency of many videos, over 1,500 video of substance, ballet, classical music, plays, reggae music, you name it, Latin music, you name it, it's on my channel. So don't be shy, you know, subscribe. If you watch it, and I'm getting new stuff all the time. You see how this one is going. This video went from over there, and ironically, that fountain right there that we're looking at was exactly in back of where they were sitting on the other side of the park. And someone had the great idea to move it over on this side, and this young couple has decided to move over here. Wonderful.
No, I don't. I was there already. No, I'd like to watch
And don't get it messed up. I'm talking, we were just going through human engineering and human ingenuity. She's playing a ukulele type guitar, and he's actually playing what you may call brashly a box with a hole in it. What do you call your percussion instrument?
The cajon.
Cajon? Yeah, I couldn't fit. I walk around calling it a box with a hole in it, and
Box
I did.
drum.
Yeah,
Box
a box
drum,
drum.
yeah.
Yeah, a cajon.
Oh my God.
Cajon, yeah.
Cajon. Okay.
Thank you.
And where would you find that instrument more popular? In Europe or
I think all over. A lot of people
all
don't
over?
like it.
It's very,
Yeah.
it's a folk. kind
It's a
of
folky type of thing, like a gypsy type of thing, like when you be on the road. Something that you can put together while you're on the road.
Yeah.
Instead of going to skin a goat or something,
Right.
you have a drum. Thank you.
Thank you.
And I don't mean to follow you guys. I was just
No, we live it.
No, I came from over there. I filmed you a little bit, and I got to the middle of the field, and there's a guy over there with a vintage camera. I stopped to speak to him, and between speaking to him, you guys made it over here.
Oh, well, there you go.
And I'm gonna watch this and try to come up with a name. Let me give you my my YouTube channel.
Oh, you have a YouTube channel?
Yes.